All right, here we are. Also, this is just like a cool scene. Look at this. It's freaking beautiful out here. Hello everyone and welcome back to Games Played Technically. Here we are back again in our Satisfactory series. And this time we're going to shoot this episode normal, right? No time lapses necessarily. No beats to chill to, right? But before we get started, I did say that we're probably going to need more fuel to continue working. So I'm going to go ahead and gather that. I will. I said there would be no time lapses. I will probably do, I guess not a time lapse, but quickly cut through it so we can talk a little bit about the channel while I do that. Oh no. I have made a mistake. The equipment is not on me. The equipment is on other me who is up there drinking coffee. Okay, let's get that sorted out. Okay, that took a minute. We had to get all of the equipment off of our other guy who's now sitting over there. Hopefully that makes for a better screenshot. I think we're gonna do that. Okay, so we gotta cut some stuff. So while we're doing this, we can kind of talk about what's going on with the channel, right? And what's going on primarily is that we're still a small channel, very small channel. It's hard to tell a little bit from the analytics, but I don't think I have recurring viewers other than people that I know personally. Oh, we got a baddie. I'm trying to talk to the viewers. Could you not interrupt me? Oh, okay. Come on, guys. There's one down. There's two down. Oh, we are out of space. Okay, well. Okay, before I was so rudely interrupted by our hog friends, by our feral hogs over here, I was talking about sort of what the plans for this what this channel is and what the plans for it are, right? And like I said, right now what this channel is a very small channel. And what I do, right, what my plans are in regards to the channel is really whatever I think I can do well, right? Whatever I think I can do that is interesting, that people will want to see, right? So if I choose to create a series, it is because I think I can do something different, right? I don't want to just do what other people do. And to a great extent, I can't because I don't have similar abilities or amounts of time to invest in this, right? And that's okay, right? We can make that work. We can do something different. Let's get that slug since we've cleared this out. You know, and to that end, right, I did kind of put some time into I basically finished episode 5 and then started into Zelda, right? And you know, I I did take a different tact with that one, particularly in the sense that I just don't do a lot of editing with it, and I release much shorter episodes, 20 minutes. And if anybody is familiar with the current Zelda, you'll know that the game has just like a notoriously long tutorial section, right? So, you know, I'm 6 episodes in and I haven't left the tutorial session. I could probably get to like 9 without leaving it. So that's kind of a bummer. On top of that, right, you know, I decided to pick that one both because I wanted to play it anyway, and because I knew it was going to be super popular, right? Doesn't necessarily mean it was a great choice, right? You know, I am guessing. I can only divine what or I can only try to divine what the YouTube algorithm wants. But you know, well, we might change what we're doing with that series. Maybe condense it. Really, I think it more lends itself to streaming live, which is a beast for a number of reasons. I've taken some appropriate steps, some of the necessary preparation to do live streams. Doesn't mean I want to do live streams because those are hard. Those require a different skill set than what I have currently, than what I'm comfortable with. So, we'll see what we do with that. But, in the meantime, we'll do our Satisfactory series. It'll probably be 1 episode a week. Looking forward to update 8. We'll make a whole big thing of that. That'll be fun. That'll be a fun one. And additionally, I am considering there's a few different series I'm considering. I did mention that I don't necessarily want to tell you what it's going to be, because then if I don't do it right, I didn't disappoint anybody or mislead anybody, right? But I don't actually have a lot of people watching, so I think I can take that gamble. I think I can be afforded a little bit of flexibility for that reason. And so things I want to try out are probably some retro games. I wouldn't mind doing something more review based, maybe not necessarily a review, but maybe something more akin to a retrospective. For example, if I played Mega Man X, that's a game I'm really fond of. That was big to me right in my childhood. Obviously games like Zelda were also. More likely what I will do, I should say, is that this is probably the most likely course, is that I am considering doing an XCOM series. XCOM is a very challenging game, and a lot of people who play it because they take on additional challenges because they are very good at the game, right? So they'll limit themselves in some additional way and finish the game. Some people are just they make a story of it, right? They're good storytellers, right? And that game lends itself to dynamic stories. Some might just do it to show you, hey, this is a good way to do stuff. This is how you should play the game so that you're good at it. And I have to figure out, can I do some combination of those things and have it be interesting? Can I also do something different, something new? So it is something to consider for those of you who are maybe not sure what I am bringing to the table necessarily. I think that about wraps it up for our channel talk. Okay, so last episode we made a ton of progress, and by that I mean we are now producing reinforced plates. And actually, did I put a storage container at the end of that guy? I didn't, and it stopped because it has produced all of the reinforced plates it can fit. We're just gonna put it here for now. And so, we put in substantial effort to get to this point, mainly because of the way we're building it, right? The structure itself is a challenge, right? I haven't laid out flat, taken up a bunch of horizontal space. I have built vertically, and that presents a number of challenges, not the least of which that I can't fly. My fix-it engineer cannot fly, at least not yet. And then for the sake of reducing the amount of space we take, I've used these ladders, which get the job done, but they aren't my favorite thing. So one thing maybe we want to do for this episode, while we're just kind of producing reinforced plates, is really we should get rotors going. It might be worth it to do that first. And then we're going to take a look at kind of the logistics of getting up and down. So are those logistics? Let's look at the realities, right, of getting up and down. And the fact is, it's increasing the amount of time it takes to do anything, right? So I think we can improve that, and we might do some jump pads. We'll see on that. But we'll have to take stock of that once we're further back. So instead of doing that right away, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at our production. So I know for a fact that we should be able to produce. Do I know that for a fact? I'm like 90% certain. I'm 90% certain that based on the last episode that we do have enough materials to produce the rotors, right? And so actually, let's take a look at that. Let's see. So we need 20 iron rod and 100 screw. Okay, so I've got the screws figured out. I see what we're doing here. So what we're doing is we're combining 40, 40, 40. So that's 120. 120 screws. We're merging them here. And then we're splitting them here. And so obviously the splitter isn't working the way we need it to right now because we don't have this isn't feeding into anything else, right? So right now this is just basically sending as much 60. It is still sending just 60 because that's what this belt can feed. 60 to the reinforced plate assembler, which is exactly as much as it needs, so that is perfect. But that does mean we have 60 to feed off of here, and we only need another 40 to make 100, and that gets us what we need for rotors. However, the issue that we have is that I think we only have 7.5 rods here, which you may note if you're the more math inclined among us, that 7.5 is not 20. It is significantly less than 20. All right, so it was actually good news all along. So the way I have it configured is this is sending me 20 rods here. So what we're going to be left over with is 40 screws, which is fine. So we may need to adjust for that, if only because we do need some amount of rods. Man, we are getting close to that guy's travel path. He's going to start clipping. This is probably the maximum height right here for our assemblers, at least for right now. She's on break. Oh no, her coffee cup doesn't render from this distance. Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay. So easy enough. So we're going to do that right now because there's no reason not to. The question is only, where do we put that assembler? And the answer to that is really pretty much wherever we want. But let's see, is there a clean way to do this? So or rather in the case of this guy, we gave this assembler 3 tiles. So we can do the same thing here, which means getting rid of our friend here. Getting rid of our ladder here. Putting this guy back in place. Let's see, so we have 1, 2, 3. Right. So then we're gonna want these guys in the center here, so that there is symmetry, right? Is there a better way to do this that looks cleaner? Most likely, but we're already doing it this way, and changing it would require thinking, and there's only so much thinking I can do in a day. I don't know why I did it that way, and I may never know. I mean, I was scrambling at the end of the previous episode. I was very much scrambling. I was way over time, and I was just trying to get the episode finished. That episode was, like I said at the end of the video, it was quite a task, very difficult, because I was recording from 2 viewpoints, which meant I had to play on my less than capable laptop, which wasn't fun, but it did, you know what, I shouldn't undersell it, it did the trick, because I had to use my main rig to record at a higher resolution, to make sure that the game looked good, because the game does look good. We wanna preserve that. We wanna preserve the beauty of the game. Alright. Now that we're done looking at the beauty of the game, what is that? What is that over there? What do I spy? Is that like Caterium or something? I think we are close to a number of precious nodes. I'll have to look into that. You are going to produce rotors for me. So now we just need to feed you the rod we just need to feed you the rods and the screws that you need. So let's do that. The logic down here doesn't matter. It doesn't matter aesthetically because the whole plan is this will be sealed up and we won't look at it. All that matters is that it feeds what it's supposed to. We like that. We like that here at Gamesplay Technically. We like to hide the crimes. Let's make sure our assembler is assembling, and we can add a container on the back of that so we can collect. Oh man, we are running short on steel plates. We'll have to go pick some more up. That might give us a chance to step away from the structure and take a look at it, because there's a few things we need to do. Right, we need to get our vertical travel sorted out so we can easily go up and down. Maybe building won't take quite as long. But there's one other thing that we need to do, and actually we might need to do that before. We need the sinks, where we put our a resource sink. Gets us tickets, and those tickets we need for getting different kinds of blocks. You know what, let's take a look at that then. That'll probably require some milestones, so let's see what it needs. Here we go, resource sync program, and yep, we have pretty much what we need for both of these, just about. And actually that's good, because I am sure that these storage containers are full up, just maxed out. Taking big jumps, big falls. Hey, what are you doing here? Better not be taking my ore, filling your pockets with ore. What a strange little gremlin. Oop. Get out of my ore. I'm a little concerned that we're not making any iron rods, but or rather we are here, but not on our base proper. However, we are making a lot of steel plates, so we could probably just convert one. Yeah, we're gonna be filling up anyway. We look at it. Take a few more of these because we were short on these guys. Okay, let's get back upstairs and we'll be able to finish 2 milestones. And while we wait for the second milestone, I can actually take my screenshot. So let's do the resource sync first, because that's going to be time intensive.
Milestone reached. You have been given early access to the anti-waste effort for stress testing of materials on exoplanets bonus program. Funneling parts into the awesome resource sink, depending on their amount and complexity, will grant you coupons in the awesome store, which can be exchanged for bonus rewards. Examples of bonus content are parts, walls, factory attachments, and cosmetics. Fixit is working hard to develop additional options, which will be added to the awesome store in the future. Go that extra kilometer. Go awesome.
Go that extra kilometer. It is a real bummer that she doesn't have her cup of coffee. Okay, that's enough. All right. So we are waiting on the return. Should be very soon. Of just taking those big hits now. Waiting on the return of the, so we can do another milestone. So while we wait on that, let's step away from the structure. We might actually build a tower out here so we can get a better look at it. Because unfortunately, this puts us like really, it really messes with our grade relative to the structure itself. So let's see, do we get a good view here? Okay. So we need to shave off a lot of those blocks there. Obviously remove the stackable conveyor poles. Because that'll be kind of a flat wall all the way up. Well, not necessarily flat. I'll greeble it, right? Make it look nice. And it'll be essentially kind of what we have here will be duplicated on the other side as well. That'll just be producing different stuff. The question is, how do we do that, and how do we do that in a way that we can get vertical quick?
Milestone exchange concluded. Fix-it freighter re-entry complete.
Ow. Okay, we're just gonna send the next milestone just so we have them both. And actually we shouldn't have waited. We should have just set down a resource sink. My bad. Let's see, so we're gonna do the jump pads. So we need more cables and rotors. So the rotors we can get easy, the cables we'll have to make. In order to make progress, we will have to build a space elevator. Don't know if that's in the cards for this episode. Frankly, this episode has been a lot less productive, I suppose. But we have to take stock, right? We hit it hard episode 5, so sort of by necessity, episode 6 will have to go a bit slow as we figure out what exactly it is that we did. Okay, let's get to building cable. Not much has changed on the PC front. I have not taken a Dremel to anything. Still have just the radiator mounted on the front. Frankly, I don't have time to put into into my machine currently. Between trying to do both the Zelda episodes and Satisfactory, I'm maxed out on time. I actually took kind of just I took Friday night and Saturday just kind of to do nothing. I played a game just to play a game. That's sort of the inside baseball of trying to create content on YouTube, trying to get big. I shouldn't say that. I'm not trying to get big. I am trying to I'm trying to create the content that I want to watch. All right, jump pads. Okay, let's.
Several buildings
Ooh,
aimed at factory traversal
that thruster
can
looks
now be
dangerous.
accessed in the build menu. Caution is recommended during use of these products.
Okay, let's do the resource sink. Let's get that going. We should be able to get a ton of tickets real quick. Whoa! Pulled away too quickly, but I was caught on the ladder. And so really what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna dump some of the resources that are clogging up our storage there. I'm just gonna put them into yeah, like a lot of this, as wasteful as it may be, but it must be done. So put the shop down and then put the sink down, and then give the sink power. And actually what I want to do is put a storage container, don't I? I'm actually going to put you here, so I can put a storage container here. That way I can just dump what I want to get fed into there as fast as we can, which is Mark II only. That's what we got. So let's just dump a bunch of this in here, dump a bunch of this in here. Not concrete. Concrete is Concrete is too precious for us. We can do a few rods in there. And sure, let's just take that uneven amount there, and let's fill our pockets up with product. Oh yeah, look at that. Like I'm gonna take a bunch of these. I doubt screws give me a lot of progress, but what we need right now is progress. How are rods doing? How are our rods doing? Not all of it, just some of it. Actually, let's do all of it, since we're really just gonna fill up again. Let's see how many tickets we have. It's easy at first, although our resources are of the garbage type. I mean, we need them, but right, they're like tier 1 resources. And so we're actually just gonna let that run for a bit as we build. Right, it's really that wire. That's probably not a good way to do that. Not a good way to gain coupons is using wire, I imagine. In fact, it's probably amongst the worst ways, but we have too much wire. So it's got to go somewhere, and that's the explicit purpose of the resource sink. Okay, let's take a look at our verticality problem for now, or at the very least, let's clean up that space, because we don't have the tickets to build, say, stairs or ladders. However, it doesn't change the fact that it is not the way it's supposed to be right now. So to start, these don't belong there. Neither do these, neither do these, neither do these. Alright, so this is really as far, what is that, south as this structure will extend. And I may still, just for the time being, because the resource sink is gonna take a while. But in the meantime, we don't want to like not have a way to get up there. So, geez, I hope I didn't. I did. Dang. Where did I unplug you from? Here, right? I think so. No, that ain't it. Hold on. I think this is how we... There we go. Gotta be careful when you mass delete a bunch of stuff. Gotta be careful. Looks like everything's running now. Let's see, we can take a look here. Where we had our drop off, our fix, no, our incorrect fix. Yeah, looks like we're up to full speed now. Capacity is 220 and our max consumption is 239. So we actually we are not producing enough power for what we're doing. However, it hasn't affected us yet, but it could affect us. And there's only one thing to do about that. We gotta burn more plants. We gotta burn more biomass. So we don't run into that problem. The good news is that we should be loading up pretty well here. Wood's probably spent. Now we're still putting wood down and producing as fast as this will go. Did I put just like a buffer? It's useless. Why did I do that? Who knows? Who knows why? Who knows why? Okay, let's figure out just a way we can do this. So where can I put our jump pads? Probably here. Okay, let's take a look at this guy here. These are always a little tricky to position because I can't, as you might notice, I can't see what I'm aiming at here. I can't get myself all the way up there. Oh, I also deleted this. So what I'm thinking is probably the easiest way right now is to use this space over here. And we'll figure out there, because I can't make a pad for each floor. I shouldn't need to get to some of these floors anymore. So I might be able to just seal them off. Let's see, what does this look like? Not great, but it's doing some of that work of hiding the crimes. Let's see, so we have a ladder there. Might be better to have the ladder over here, that way we immediately get to our pad. It makes too much of an arc. Let's see where this puts us. Whoa! Okay, so that's the positioning could be better there. So that gets us up here, and from here we'll have to adjust that pad. And actually, probably the trick is to build the pad from up here. Let's see. So. Still have that problem where it just wants to throw me too far. What if I do this? Dang. Oh. Yikes. Oh man, not unless I do one of these, and I hate, well, I could also put a pad over here. Just have it be kind of in the way. Aha. And then from here, we can then bounce to here. It's kind of bad. It's kind of bad, guys, but let's see what it does. Let's see how it behaves. Uh-oh. Yeah, I gotta be just pushing the whole way. Okay, so that gets us up here, and from up here we have no way to get to the next floor. But that's okay. If we need to get to the top, we can just do it right here. Because we're gonna need, I forget what kind of, I should really check the shop. We can just window shop right now and see what we have there that could really help. Man, this is gonna go slow. I mean, of course it will. And now that we're back up here, we can take a look. I think, what if I put the space elevator here? You know, this area isn't really doing a whole lot. Could put a platform, chop down these trees, and just lay it up on there. I like that. Because we haven't done a whole lot of construction, I think that'll be what we do to finish off the episode. So actually, you know what? It is in the cards to build the space elevator. Question now, though, is how do I get down from here without perishing? Not easily, apparently. Apparently, the answer to that was not easily. Okay. So how's our inventory looking? It's pretty full up. So you know what we can do? So create just a little guy. Just a little guy right here to hold some of our stuff. We'll hold a few things because you never know what we need to build. Just give us a little space so we can do some chopping. Okay, so it should fit on here. We may need to just go one over. So I think we should build one more row here. I think we're still okay if we do that. However, we still don't have enough. Ow. Don't have enough copper wire, so let's go get some of that. Let's see, is this guy still going? Yep. Man, it's gonna be a minute. See how many tickets we're up to. Only 7. Because of the low quality materials I'm dumping into there, but it's what we have. It is what we have. Okay, so we've done all this so that we could build our space elevator. And here it is. And the question just now is which way it will face, and this kind of makes sense to me. I suppose if it's centered there, that's probably the way to do it. Alright, let's see you do your thing. This is always cool to watch. Hell yeah. Never gets old, guys. Very cool. Okay, now we need to figure out a way to get down from here. With our crappy ramp here. We can figure that out later. Okay, so in order to advance to tiers 3 and 4, we will have to manufacture 50 smart plating. So the good and bad of this is that these are slow to build, right? We need to build 50 of them. It's going to take a minute. The good is that we have reinforced plates and rotors all being produced in sufficient quantities to build this at the maximum rate. Rather, the maximum rate for one assembler. Additionally, the good of it is that we just need to build 50. We may need to build them for some of the later tiers as well, but we don't have to keep them in our factory, right? We don't have to continue to build them. We're not going to need them forever. I suppose they can go into a resource sink. I don't know the efficiency of that, like the cost versus what you get. I'd have to look into that. But I do know, at least to start, because we still have a lot to do, we're just going to build enough to get us tier 3 and 4, and then we'll figure out the rest later. And speaking of figuring out the rest later, that will be for the next episode. I suppose in the next episode we can see how far along we can see how we're doing with our tickets in the resource sink. So maybe we can do some cosmetic stuff, and we can look into getting smart plating going. That shouldn't be difficult. We literally just have to patch in another assembler and get that going. After that, since that shouldn't take us too long to do, we have some of our vertical issues. We have a workaround for getting up there. Not not what I would call like good, but it gets us there. So the next thing really we can do after that is we have the rest of that. Really, we should get our copper going. We don't have that yet, right? So we need to get copper into wire, into cables. This is going to be episode 6, and we don't have that, right? But we are technically playing the game, right? We may not be doing it well, but we are technically playing it. So I have told no lies. I have told no lies. And so we'll get that going. It hasn't held us back too much. I think we made a decent amount of progress today, as we did with episode 5. And so with that, I'll see you guys next time.